live to YouTube. And our YouTube page is Deluwa Talks Real. So if perhaps you know people who are not able to log on via Zoom, all they need to do is just go to YouTube. Um, oh, go to
Sorry.
So all they need to do is just go to YouTube and search Deluwa Talks Real, and you see us live. And yeah, we're ready to go. So thanks, sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much. It's just to share the slide.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to get that the way you went about it.
All right. I'm the techie person in the house, so let me rescue him because we want to share our slide, so he needs my help. Just a very short slide. Yeah. Back to Zoom.
The secret is this is your system, so I'm not very familiar with it.
It's really easy.
If it was, let's get back there.
Okay, back to Zoom.
Zoom, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we want to share.
No, it's not working that way. Should I close this one? Okay, great.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. What? If I'm not able to share this slide now, maybe we should just go. If I'm not able to share this slide now, then we can share later. Okay. This is the Zoom we're looking for. Great. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
She has rescued me. That's someone.
And I rescued myself.
That's one of the things that we do as husband and wife. You yield to the area of strength of the partner that is involved. So yeah. I yielded and it paid off. Yes. Right?
I can't do the slideshow.
So okay. I believe you can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So basically, the vision is actually to inspire.
Who are we? Udela.
Okay. Of course, the Udela Family Institute, that's the umbrella that we operate under, and Marriage Still Works just happens to be one of the expressions of Udela Family Institute. The vision that we have is to inspire and empower families to thrive, creating stronger community for all. And our vision is mission statement rather is to empower families to become stronger, happier, and more functional through workshops, counseling, and also premarital preparation. And we have some offerings. The key focus of the offerings has to do with training, couples counseling, premarital preparation, and of course, the contact details you all have there. That's it.
Yeah. So I'm going to stop sharing now. So we operate under the umbrella body of the Udela Family Institute, and we are all about building stronger, happier, more functional families that be able to impact their community. And we operate from our base here in Sheffield, the United Kingdom, but we are not restricted to Sheffield. We have, our influence reaches out globally through these things that we do. When Marriage Still Works is just one of our expressions where we bring in couples to talk about their inspiring marital stories. We know that what people hear, what you hear, what you see influences how, what kind of habits you build eventually. And your habits dictate your daily living. And then that eventually, maybe we should meet everyone. And that eventually dictates how you live your life, and that impacts every other area of your life, your marriage, your career, your business, whatever. So we believe that by contributing, by putting this together and bringing people to talk about their relationships, their marriages, it helps to inspire you. Shortly before we came. Yeah. Okay. So shortly before we started this program, I was just sharing with Dele that we know things that not as it should be. There's global financial crisis. People are not finding things easy back home in Nigeria, here in the UK. I mean, it's not like what it used to be. And we believe that our quota is, if I'm able to help your marriage stand, then both of you as a couple can go out and fight whatever external forces you need to battle to ensure that you live the kind of life that you want to live. So this is quite relevant. A unified couple would be able to surmount the issues that they have, going on.
Yeah.
I mean, God forbid, marriage shouldn't be part of your issues. We are here to help you resolve and inspire you to live a better marital life. So, that being said, thank you so much for listening. And we would like to now bring up our guest. I see a lot of people bring up our guest. I see quite a number of people have joined us. Thank you so much, amazing people. I can't begin to call out everybody, but please tell us where you are joining us from. And then in between, we're going to be taking it. Now is the time to bring up our couple, guest couple for today. Can we pin them, please? Great. Oh, Bella, you look so beautiful. And Dayo, you look handsome and very gentlemanly.
Indeed.
So,
thank you.
All right.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And so we're going to dive straight in. So we're going to leave the floor back to you. So please, let's start by introduce yourselves. Tell us what you do. And then maybe how long, we'll then start with how long you've been married and your whole works. So over to you.
You want to say what you did?
I think the best thing is to say ladies first. So
Okay.
I'm already out. Anyway, hello everyone.
Hi.
Good evening. It's lovely to be here. I'm really, excited to be here. You can see I'm all greens from chin to chin, from all corners. My name is Bella Abidakun. I'm married to, the gentleman, Adedayo. Well, together we've got 4 children, 4 beautiful nations, and we just got a great report of her GCSE result, our first daughter. So we're still in that mood, and we're celebrating her, and and encouraging others to say she'll give them, thank you, good model to her siblings. So generally, I'm a family life coach, and I've been that for some time, but basically I'm a nurse. But I work in the hospital as a clinical educator for international nurses. So you can say my lifelong thing is to teach. I teach, train, speak for a living. That's all I do. And I don't know what else to say, but
Thank you. Thank you. I think we're happy to go with that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Well captured.
yes.
okay.
So Dayo, over to you.
Yeah, you've already introduced me already. I'm Adedayo Bella, married to the beautiful angel here, Bella.
Sorry, go on.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, my name is Adedayo Abidakun. I'm married to this beautiful angel here, Bella, and we've been married for 17 years now.
Going now.
Yeah. So we have 4 beautiful nations, like you said, and also by profession, I'm an accountant, and we are here in York, United Kingdom, and we've been together, muzzling up and making a beautiful life here. So
amazing. Amazing. So you said you've been married for 17 years. So, but let's go to the beginning, or the beningi, as some people will say.
Yeah.
So let's start from the beningi or the beginning, please. I'm just joking, everyone.
Yeah.
So how did it start? how did it start? So Bella and Dayo, tell us, how did it start? Where did you meet? Who said I love you first? And how did you propose? Just summarize that beginning for us.
Right. I think we'll just do this together, but I'll start as usual.
Yeah.
Right. So some years long ago, I think it was this year, I worked in one of these health insurance companies, and a friend of mine called and said, "Oh, Bella, how you doing? What's happening? You know, normal gist." And she said, "What's happening?" And I'm okay, I'm good. When are you getting married? I don't know anyway, but I think this year, you know. "Oh, do you have somebody?" I'm like, "No, but I know I'm getting married this year." You know, it was just just this joke, and it was the beginning of the year, I think, sort of.
Okay.
Just said, "Oh, I think, my husband's friend. My husband has a friend who da da da." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Send his number to me." You know, I can be very playful, you know, that part of
I
me. And
know.
I was like, "Yeah, it's okay. Come on, I'm giving it a try." And oh, should I give him your number? I said yes. I gave him the number. That week, every minute I was checking, my phone rings. "Oh, hello." Oh, it wasn't. For the whole week, I didn't get the call from this guy. And I thought, well, let's see how it goes. And my friend called back to say, "Oh, Bella, I think he's misplaced your number. He's very busy. He's a busy person. Should I give him your number again?" "Oh, come on, give him again."
You are angry.
Yeah, I'm like, he should have called since. Not like, you know, that expectation where you feel I'm very open to try new things. And at the time, I was out of a relationship and I thought, yeah, I'll mourn that and move on. And that was where I was at the time. So I was open to it. We eventually met. So it was through his friend who is a Muslim, because they went to a Muslim school. And my friend went School of Nursing together. His friend married my friend from School of Nursing. So it was my friend who told her husband about, Dayo wants to get married. "Oh, I've got Bella." I don't know. It's a bit, but and that was how, that was how we came.
The guy talks. Now we came in and like, "Oh, let's see how we can get this beautiful girl." And like, "Oh, Dayo, you need a wife. Stop browsing around. Stop thinking about who you want to get to." Because I work in the bank then. So I had to like, "Oh, okay." Because like she said, I'm the, how do you call it? Jackie in the banking industry. I go to work 24/7 around the clock to make ends meet. So, but like, I was like, okay, yeah. It was on Easter period.
Yeah, I think it was about Easter.
So and I like, okay, let me give it a try to get to know her. So like, okay, I went to my parents' house then and I said, "Oh, can they give me some time? I just want to go somewhere just to see a friend." So I drove down to Festac.
Yeah, I was a Festac at the time.
So went to look for the beautiful girl and like we called and then we met at
I think Mr. Biggs
Mr.
at
Biggs.
the time.
Yeah. So from there, I like when I saw her, like, oh,
not bad.
Let's see what she has. And let me know what is all about her. So the love story started then. And
I think so. We started dating and and in a few months, I don't want to say the months now, and it was like, how do you guys are going to see him visit? And how do you guys do it in your place? Tell me, how do you do it? How do you get married? How do you? And I'm like, what's this guy talking about? Oh, tell me. At first he talked about, maybe we should get married the next year, July, your birthday. And I don't know yet, because he has not, I was like, well, let's see how this is going. And he kept saying that, conversation. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Let's see. But we met in April, and he decided he wanted to see my family in August. Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
okay, August. First. So this is very intriguing. So Dayo, after you met her, what was the attraction? Because now you met in April, and by August you already wanted to see my parents. What was the attraction?
Yeah, like I got a kind of a preview from my friend who says, girl is trustworthy, she's a nice person. And having the conversation with her, few weeks, I like, okay, we got to we got to understand each other in our conversation in terms of her social lives
Yeah.
and the kind of program I watch and stuff. We started having those G's, and like I said, this is like my soulmate. This is good. So, and I wanted to know, is she industrious or is the type that wants, oh, send me the money and stuff like
Baby
that?
girl.
So I got, yeah. So
Soft life.
and like she said, no, I don't want to depend on anybody. I want to make my own business. I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, that's what I want.
Hmm.
Okay, that's the kind of person I like. So she could develop herself. So I like, okay. That's when I started pushing those questions to her. Okay, if someone wants to get married to you now, what
Yeah.
I need to do? So she started saying, well, is that not too Ellie, what are you acting about? I said, no, 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 not that I'm doing anything now. I just want to know. And the next thing, she diverts some little information, that. Then in my own mind, I was like, because at that moment or at that period, I was like, I've enough of going out looking for girls. I wanted to like more or less getting married to my job. I don't want any distraction. So I got like, look, I've looked at her character, and we went to the same church then, which was Daystar. I took her to Daystar.
You took me to, he
took
took
her
me
to
to
Daystar.
Daystar.
So I like every Sunday we get to talk after church, and we share life together. But at that moment, and I told her in the next after 2 months, like, look, are you serious? Are you ready? That can we settle down? I don't have time to play around. She's like, is that not too early? What are you saying? I said, look, do you want me to go after other girls? I said, I'm ready. So can we just, I love you and I care about you. So I don't want to be around the bush. Let's head on. And she's like, what do you want me to do? I said, talk to your parents. Let's get something. Yeah. And that's how the whole thing started.
Dayo, please pause there. Let me move over to Bella. So Bella, I know you said you were ready, but now you now see you were ready at speed, maybe speed one or what the speed in cars? Yeah. Maybe you're ready at Gia 1 or Gia. Then you now met a man that was moving at Gia 4.
I'm telling you.
So how did you handle it? And what was your own attraction to him? Why did you, despite the fact that the timing was short, you had your reservations, it's risky, but what propelled you? How come you're able to move ahead at such short notice? And how did you speak to your parents?
Right, I think so. Like I said, because our offices were in VI together, so I used to go to when I closed earlier from work, and so I used to go see him then at the bank, and then I wait for him. I see how he worked. He was very, very diligent with his job. He, anything, he was so focused, and I knew this guy had got like, potentials, and he was very soft. He's caring. He's very caring. He's still nice. I keep using words. He's nice, and I thought, oh, not bad anyway, and I wasn't all about, okay, oh, what he can offer me. Yeah, while I still like a soft life, but I thought, I mean, he's a nice guy, and I got to meet someone else who was a senior colleague in the bank who told me a bit about him as well. And so I thought, well, okay. So when he decided to see my parents, I had to speak with them. I spoke with them, told them everything. We were like, "Are you sure? Are you ready?" And all of that. And I said, I mean, it's the same thing. I'm ready now. I'm ready. Whatever. You can't finish knowing somebody, but I think I'm ready to go. So when they said, well, it's what you want, and if you're ready, if you say you want us to allow this person, it's up to you. And I said yes, and that was how we started the whole process, and it was September.
Wow.
We did the introduction first, and then marriage in very short time.
Amazing.
It was just by I made sure I did it just before my birthday.
Yeah, after your birthday.
After my birthday, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that what I can see here is it's not in the brevity of the time that you know each other in a relationship, but your commitment and knowing exactly what you want. Maybe we might not be wrong if we say maybe your profession also added to your personality and informed how you made that decision. Because you got in, as an accountant, precision.
Oh, okay.
That's from the perspective I'm talking now.
Oh, okay.
So possibly,
Is
I'm not
precision
saying
not linked to engineering? Because that's what you're always telling me. I'm engineering precision.
Precision in design is different precision in calculation. But they are fundamental. But it is not academic, so let's move on.
Yeah. But it's still part of it.
But I think what I was just trying to get at is sometimes some people spend 4 months and they made the right decision. Some people can spend 2 years and they made the wrong decision. I think the key lesson for me here is you knowing what you want.
Yeah.
And that's why you identified them and you concluded. Even though it was a space of 5 months and you made your decision and you settled.
And they're still together today. So that kind of punctures some of the ideology that you should have some form of not long but reasonable time studying who you want to marry, either courtship or dating, however term you want to call it. People will say, spend some time. If you ask some people, we don't have a particular duration, but maybe like a year and a half, to date and understand the person. But your relationship seems to defy that because you kind of dated or courted. Let me use the words, because in our days it was courtship. We did not date, we courted. Yes. So you dated / courted for just April, May, June, July, August, 5 months.
We got married September. We got married September.
April, May, June, July, August. 5-6 months.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing is, here you are today. So now you've taken us through the journey, how it all started. But before I move on, who said I love you first?
You did.
Great. So did you say I love you back immediately? He said I love you.
In those days when I used to hear I love you, I said thank you.
Even like you're not sure whether you loved him or you were shy to say it.
Maybe because growing up for me, I've had these strict parents and all of that. So you're thinking, do you know how I'm like, I love you. Okay, yeah. Oh, thank you. But I think over time I started saying that. Yeah.
That's very funny. Gee, I love you. Thank you.
Love you.
I think I could say thank you.
That concept of saying I love you was totally new to me when we got married. I wasn't used to it.
Yes. God, do you remember you have to say a lot of work?
Yeah.
He loves me, but I mean, say it. Yeah. So we have quite a number of people logged on. I hope you are gaining. You are enjoying the conversation. Please put your questions in the comment section and just, your experience, your own questions. And we're going to have time to go through them, okay? So, because you are part and parcel of this show. So let's move on, Bella and Dayo. So you got married, you're able to get parental consent and all that. So now you've been married for 17 years, right? 17 years. How has it been? How has the journey been? See, honest answers only.
Because we always like to keep it real.
Yes.
So
immediately we got married. It was nice. It was open heaven, and that's the way it's been. All right, scratch that. Scratch. Scratch that. Anyway, so like the story was a short cut and all of that, short period and all, but everything was new for me. New for me. Yes, everything was pretty new. And the journey of knowing each other started. Yeah. knowing each other started. And of course, immediately marriage, pregnancy, like, I caught it immediately. And I started discovering, it's like we're not the same. And I wake up, I'm like, what did I even do? It's like, this guy is coming late. Why is he coming late? Like, started seeing things, and I'm wondering, what am I doing? And sometimes again, he takes me out, he buys me stuff, he gets me stuff, I'm enjoying it. Then the real thing of, sometimes he's tired, he's sleeping, and maybe I hear a few, I'm like, different. And I'm thinking, wow. I started noticing noticing little things, like the way he brushes, or maybe the way, and I'm like, oh, what world am I in, And so it was all the rides of ups and downs and ups and downs. I'm like, what am I doing here? Yeah. And it's been nice. It's been quite interesting, but I had access to people. I had access to support. We had support. And maybe my foundation as a Christian who thinks and sits back and say, what do we do with this? I had people around me. I went to fellowship where we spoke about marriage a lot. And there were things that when something happens, we just try to apply that. So I started discovering I'm a fast person, I'm a sanguine, and he's the other side of me. And those differences were glaring and there. And sometimes I'm thinking, no, I'm thinking it's supposed to be this way. And he's just taking it all calm and cool. And, so those differences were there, but with all of the growings and learnings are different. But those differences popped up at different times. And I tell you, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny because I'm thinking, no, but I'm thinking this is the way life should be, but this is how people should do things. I'm wondering why he's doing it this way. So over time, we have chats, we talk about things. And like I said, I don't know, I think maybe I've told you before, like I'm a queen of malice.
You did.
So I'm the
master of malice. Let me put it in rhymes for you.
Yes, you can tell me I used to wear that crown because I thought, well, whatever. If I'm not going to talk, I did that as a young girl growing up. And getting married, something happens and I'm angry and something, I don't know what's going through his mind, but I'm angry. And we get to the bed and I'm turned face this side. I'm not sleeping. I'm really angry and pissed. And then I'm here. What? He's sleeping. He has the guts to sleep. But I just thought it means he's not seeing things the way I'm seeing it, or maybe he doesn't even think it's a problem, So I discovered there were certain things we needed to, like, I needed to sit down and figure out. And then most of the time, he's the type who comes and says, "What's wrong with you? Why are you?" Because I then give you the one word answer, yes, no, fine, on the table, no talk, and he picked that a lot from me. And that really helped me because he would say, "What's wrong with you? What is it? What has happened?" And I said the other day, that was how this is. And now you're acting like, is that what is? All right, I'm sorry. It's okay. And, we went on like this. And, of course, at times I would also apologize, but I got angry first. I got angry quickly. And but I discovered he was just calm. Even in the anger, he's calm. Sometimes he does react and talks, but you realize he's doing it from a place of, okay, maybe, he's just, needing to, say how things are as well. And then, so I started getting it that, come, baby, you're not the only one who gets angry. He's human as well. So it's just all of these journeys and but it's been nice. I think I've been the one talking all through. I'm coming
to Dayo now because I know, but we wanted to get your perspective. So Dayo, I know by Bella talks. We know Bella.
Yeah.
But but we would also like to hear from you. 17 years married to former master of malice, sanguine, quick to get angry. But you didn't leave. What I mean, why did you stay? How has it been for you these 17 years? How have you navigated the different phases and the years?
Oh, it's God's wisdom, really. Because as a man, you look at situations and like, should I react and scatter the whole thing, or I have to like,
pepper scatter.
or what is my focus? What do I want to achieve?
Yeah.
And just have a rethink. I like, look, babe, come, let's talk. What is the issue? Let us analyze the whole thing. We don't need to create problem for ourselves. Do you love me? Do I love you? Let's move on. Let's throw those petty stuff aside, and then let's bond ourselves together and make a better move for ourselves. Oh, I've done something wrong. Okay, don't worry. I'm very sorry. We improve, and then we move on. And part of the strategy has been
serious strategy.
It requires strategy.
It's like you to do research for yourself and see, oh, what can I do to make things better? And then, like support said, we got to the church, having people to talk through with their experiences, and we look at it that sometimes we look at it, really, we've not really done bad, or not gone to the extreme end. So why should this be an issue? So we try to kind of help ourselves and see, okay, let's see how we can make it a solid ground. And especially the kids are growing up. How do they see?
Exactly.
So those are the things that we looked up into, and then we have been helping each other, talking it through and making it where we are right now.
That's great. That's great. I know you have some adjustments to bring in, please.
I just speaking from what you say, I'm not saying anything new, because it's all about your stories. We always say that unique stories has a way of addressing unique challenges. And but I love what I'm hearing. I love what I'm hearing. One fact there is, both of you, from what you have said, you've indicated the fact that you could acknowledge that there were issues.
Yeah.
That's one, I think. And I think that's one major area to start from.
Yeah.
And if you identify that there are issues, then the next point I want to pick, which I've heard from you, I'm really making this discussion. I'm having this discussion based on what you have said. The second point is that there's a need to seek for help. And I heard you mention support.
Yeah.
I heard you mention that you have yourself surrounded by people. That is also another critical thing that I picked out of that point. And the last one that I want to point out is that you said challenges at different times. For me and for us, we know that different phases come with different challenges. When you are just getting married, there are certain challenges that you face. When children starts coming in, that's another phase.
Another level.
Then by the time you are changing location where you are living, is another ball game altogether. So these are things that I've picked that I just wanted to re-echo for people that are listening. Thank you so much for being attendance, and thank you for your contribution so far. And I think we are still in for
yes. Thank you so much, Bella and Dayo. So now you've talked so much about challenges and how you navigated some issues. And I know that chief of what we said is you talk about it, communication, patience, especially from Dayo's side, patience and willingness to compromise and overlook things. Not every battle is your battle. Some things you just overlook, and but some things you just have to discuss and you don't sweep them under the carpet. Those are great strategies, if I should borrow Dayo's word, on how to make your marriage work. So let's move on. I know in our pre-show chat, you talked about, two major challenges that you've had to deal with, that if you had not applied with God's wisdom and some of Dayo's strategies and your own strategies, Bella, probably you guys would have gone your separate ways. I would like you to take us through those challenges, because some of them are really profound, and there may be one or two persons who may be dealing with or going through some of these things. And I know you talked about parenting, you talked about personality differences, and I think you've shared quite a bit on personality differences, but let's start with the parenting bit, okay? And before they go on, we are going to we plead your indulgence to please do a survey. After they talk about the first challenge, we'll just quickly put a link in the chat. We'd like you to quickly fill out some a couple of questions for us. It will not take more than a minute or two. We just want to use this opportunity to get some improvement tips. How can we better serve you? How can we make this program more, impacting and entertaining at the same time? So after you share the first challenge and how you navigated through it, Bella and Dio, we will take the survey and then we'll take your second challenge.
Yeah.
Okay? Is that okay? And please, for everyone still logged on, thank you. Don't forget to put in your questions. Don't forget to put in your comments and just generally share your experiences. We will take them, I can assure you. So Bella and Dio, share with us, please.
The
challenge, yeah.
differences first before relocation
Okay.
one. Again, there I go. Right. I think the first thing we want to talk about is the key thing is the differences in our in our personalities, because that gives difference in communication, enthusiasm, and all of that. So I was on one side, and while he was on a different side. That's, managing those differences. Sometimes I want to do something, I need to do it now. It has to be done now. I want to do stuff. We have to go there. I have to plan. This is what we have to achieve. That's what I'm thinking. And then the children have to do this. By now, it should be this, but now it should be that. But he's thinking, all right, I'll take it slow. I'll think about it. And I'm thinking, no, we have to do it now. You're right. So, and the thing is, it's this awareness. And I just, even sometimes he's the one driving, and I'm on the driver's seat, and I'm saying, why not move? But that car, slow down. You should have moved. And then he looks at me and like, I'm the one driving. I started seeing that I think I'm doing everything fast, and he is taking things slow. Where am I rushing to? First of all, it was that awareness, and I'll ask myself questions, and he's so calm, and I'm getting really worked up. And at the end, he's very calm, but I'm stressed. I'm having palpitations over what? So all of those differences, but before then, it really got me worked up. I used to talk about it. I'll get angry. We're supposed to do this. We're not, And he's like, okay, let's see. Let's find a way. Oh, it caused a big issue at some point, because I'm thinking, there's no, it has to be like this. It was just that me trying to make sure things should be a certain way.
Yeah.
If I should use that language.
And so how did you now, move from, hammering on these personality differences to harmonizing your differences to make a stronger team?
I'll tell you that even going through being a family life practitioner and coach, that helped me see the differences in personality. And I was okay, I think this is just who this person is, but I'm seeing this. I started seeing the two sides, and I'll tell you, I had support. I'm from a family of 7 with 5 girls and 2 boys. My sisters always go, what's wrong with you? Will you calm down? I'm the last child. So I have sisters who would say, this guy is a nice guy. Why are you complaining? He's different from you. So I would sit back, think again. Then I had counselors who I would call, and I'm angry and I'm talking, and they're like, Bella, I think you guys, we need to sit down and talk and all of that. And again, we had several times he would call me, and then we'd sit down and talk, and then I apologize to say, I think I have certain expectations that you never meet, because that's not who you are. I think it was me realizing that, and we were saying, okay, we'll find a way to kind of meet somewhere in the middle, because we're not the same. We understand we're not the same.
Yeah.
But things were the support systems we had and the professionals. Being a counselor, you also need a counselor. Yeah. And
That's
so
very true.
all of that.
That's
Yeah,
very
all
true.
of that.
Thank you.
Where do you think that? And yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Dayo, do you want to chip in from your own perspective? I know you said a bit, but just for a minute, talk how the personality differences, all the Bella, permission to use what all the harassment from Bella. She's my friend, so I can so all the harassment from Bella. I know you talked about God's wisdom, you had your strategy, but is there any other thing that you want to before we move over to parenting? I thought you were going to take parenting first, but no worries.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No worries, no
We'll
worries.
come to
We'll
that.
come to that.
Yeah. Well, what I could remember to chip in is like during her being on the fast lane, I try as much as, yes, I try as much as possible to like put a rope, come back. Try to understand me. Not that I don't want what you need or what you expect me to be, but have you tried to look around you and see some other situation that might have effect? Get there, but we need to be cautious of what we need to do. So try to let her calm down. Like, okay, we definitely will get to where we are focused on, but let's take it step by steps. So she would now like, oh, is that what you're saying? Okay, now I understand. It's not that you don't want to do. I say, yes, I'm in support of you 100%. But can we take it those little baby steps and then we now know when to start running?
Yeah.
Don't burn our fingers unknowingly. So it helped us. So she now understood it. Yeah. So that's
okay. Thank you. That's great. For those of us, for everyone, not just everyone. For everyone. What am I saying? So for everyone, there are things that they have both said. Seeking help. Bella said something. He said, even as a counselor needs a counselor. So especially we are in the industry, we shouldn't think that, hey, we are counselors, or we've been 1 million years in marriage. We don't need help. If you need help, please let's seek for help. Okay. Let's talk to people that that have wisdom, that you can trust their level of wisdom, they know that they will not counsel you astray. Let's not be ashamed to ask for help.
In a different context, some people might use different words to qualify a counselor.
Yeah.
Might say you are accountable to someone.
Yeah.
At least you respect somebody, you want to make the person a mentor. So those are avenues that can really help. You can continue.
Thank you. Okay, now Bella, we're going to ask the other challenge that you said you both of you will share with us, the one of parenting. I think that's really huge.
I think before we move.
No, I'll yeah. So I think that's really huge.
Yeah.
Especially when you move to a new location and you have to kind of navigate through all that newness, the strange, beliefs and values and culture that you and the entire family you are interacting with, and that they're not just kind of aligning with your own values. And of course, you have to put your children into consideration, parenting and all that. I don't know whether you and Dayo had divergent views and how we don't have details of the parenting thing, but I'm looking forward to you sharing details with us. But before then, Dele is putting a link on the group. We'd just like you to please, everyone, we have 37 people here logged on. Please kindly help us click on the link. It won't take your time at all. Click on the link and kindly, put in your feedback. We want to get better. We've been at this for over a year now, well over a year that we've been running Marriage Works, bringing in inspiring couples, talk about their stories. We've more or less asked almost the same set of questions, but again, innovation is key in the dispensation that we are in. So we would like you to please, tell us Are we asking the right questions? What would you like to hear from our guests? What are the things that you think would inspire your relationship and your marriage? So please kindly, click on the link and fill the feedback form. It won't take 2 or 3 minutes. But in the meanwhile, we're doing that, again, we want to appreciate everyone. We have a
those
question.
watching on YouTube as well.
That's
I want to
true.
say thank you.
Yes, thank you. So we have a question. Uwa Balogun, thank you. Would you want to take it? Because I've done a lot of talking today.
It's good.
Then let me keep quiet. So you take the question.
Okay, we have a question here.
Yeah.
It's
So you, Bella and Dio.
yes, from someone watching us
Yes.
now. So thank you for the question. It says, this person said, how did or do you guys handle financial mentality and differences? That's one. Do you plan finances together, or when there are bills to pay, you just tell him that that's it? Do you guys have access to each other's account?
This is a full seminar on its own.
It's a full seminar on its own. So we'll see how best we can address that access to each other's account. Do you both know the financial strength of each other? For example, when you say partners financially buoyant or not. Wow. So, but if you need me to do that, I can take the question one after the other, but it's actually in the chat.
Yeah. But before they ask, that we see, please, if you filled the feedback form, let's see how many people have filled it so we can then move on. Can you just
just maybe done?
Done, exactly.
Done. You want
reading my mind.
Just put done. Because we are one. 22 years is not a yoke.
So please, if you've done it, kindly put done.
Put done.
Done.
Yeah.
So I love Ubi's question, very loaded. So we'll take Bella and Dio will take that question, and then we'll also contribute, and then we'll take the question on parenting. Yeah. So please kindly put done.
I think there's another question down, but let's finish up with this.
And there's no other question. Felista says, stray bullet just hits me on this one.
Oh, okay.
So, Felista, I hope you recover. You recover from the stray bullets.
Okay. So once you're done, you can just put done. Let's see that. Then how did or do you guys handle financial mentality and differences? I think we should start from that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we should go with the question.
Yes.
Like I said,
let's come back to the parenting challenge. But let's take this question first.
Yeah. We're really different, like I said, and it's embracing those differences. And for me, I used to say, of course, sometimes you're thinking, no, this is what we should do. This is what we should do. And sometimes we're not agreeing on how the funds should go. But then we look, okay, what's going to work? So we have our account where we put the money that we spent together for the house together. And then while I still have my money, which I keep, and then he's got money he keeps, then we still have an account, a central account. And that's how we try to work things out. Now, sometimes it's a bit off for me. I'm low somewhere and I'm saying, guy, come, I don't have some money. I need you to break small, And then
this thing has the cover. See the cover right.
He's like, okay, yeah, I will, help you out. And sometimes he's there saying, oh, I need to do some things. I need to do this. I'm a bit low. So it's like we try to help support each other. It's not always that balance. Sometimes it's like this, and the other person needs to raise up and meet. And that's what we do. And sometimes I'm thinking, oh, let's plan for this. Let's keep this money for this. Let's do this. And when we plan that, we plan, but sometimes something comes up and we're thinking, oh, should we spend from this money or we shouldn't? But what I've learned again is we don't repair what is not broken. So if we've been managing it by, okay, I'm up, you're low, we support. So that's what we just keep doing to help. So maybe sometimes it's like now it's time the children are going to school and I'm saying, oh, I don't have this time around. I don't even have enough. And he's saying, yeah, I'll cover that. Yeah. Or maybe there's a need and for the house, and he's saying, I'm not buoyant for this now. I don't think I've got that. I'm saying, oh, I've got it. I'll cover up because we both
Share it
we
together.
share it, and there is this thing that it is not just this money, it is the family at the end of the day, because we're a team. So imagine I come out and then something happens because I couldn't afford it. Of course, it's the family that failed. It's not just me. So it's just trying to, find that balance. And sometimes we are not agreeing on certain things, but we come together again and like, no, what should we do? How should we do this? How should we generate the fund? If this, so it's still coming back together and having that conversation. That's
Thank you.
how we.
Thank you very much.
Dayo, do you have anything to add?
No, she has already, cleared it out, because even back in Nigeria, working at the bank, you feel like, so at a point
which
in time,
means you are this rich man.
exactly.
Means that you understand Yoruba.
Yeah. So then I had to let her know, look, we have to take things easy. We share it together and see how we can improve ourselves. But I say sometimes, maybe you can call it men ego. I'm the man of the house. I take care of those are film trick. Fight you will calm down. So I had to look, there are some certain things I will cover up, but when it's in deep, I will call you. We'll survive, balance it off. We'll move on.
Thank you. I like the fact that you're very vulnerable and real and honest. I know that we have quite a number of men who are logged on here. See, guys and men, there's no award for best in suffering. There's no award for best in suffering. If you need help financially, then please, reappraise your financial system in the house, because we have a lot of family systems. Financial system in the house is one of them, just like you have financial system in an organization. Bella and Dayo just outlined theirs. But for some families, it may not be that way. So you really to find what works for you. Find what works for you and work on that, okay? So I don't know if Uwe is still here.
Yes, let me just go on, because some of the responses they gave us actually answered the other sub questions that follow the main question. Because the next question said, do you plan finances together? From what they've said, it's obvious. And I love the balance that you brought to it. They are explaining how it has worked for them. If we have to talk about ours, we also have individual accounts and we also have joint accounts. And the children have their own separate accounts. And one central thing is our money is our money. So we plan together.
Whether the one that comes from my working or his own, our money is our money.
So we see our home as a nation. And if it's a nation, there's a central financial system in the nation. And therefore, if you have to address anything, then we are accountable to each other and we discuss and plan together. We've always been doing this for so many years, and that's what we do in our home, which is sounding similar to what they are also operating. We've seen some people, they might not even have an idea of what their partner is earning, but the partner is doing what needs to be done and they don't have any problem. But we have others who are not open and tend to create a problem in the home, and they are not even willing to do it. And we also realize that sometimes it's tied to this person upbringing or the cultural mindset that this person have, or where he or she grew from. So there's multifaceted approach or challenges around this thing that we cannot pin it on one approach.
Fantastic.
And if we need to have a further conversation, definitely we can have that conversation outside of this, outside here. So I believe what they've said also had answered the other follow-up question from Sarah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much.
So before take that next one, I think we have some people done. We have one, Adejumoke, Tonia, Oluwatosin,
Another Oluwatosin,
IA, maybe artificial intelligence. The other way around, Jedediah, Bimi. If we have filled Patrick, yes.
Felista, Margaret, yeah.
Great. So if you've not, just help us do that. It's for the purpose of optimizing and improving what we do.
Yes,
so that things can get better.
Yeah.
You can be more impacted. You can spread the news as well. So you can help us just drop it there so that we can have it as done.
Okay.
Right?
Great.
So you want to take, well, since you've been talking, let me take the second question.
But it's similar to
how do you manage child
care
in
when
okay. So we'll come to that parenting.
Then so maybe you should take the parenting.
Yes.
Take the parenting because there's a question here that is similar to the parenting. So let's hear the parenting challenge.
Yeah.
This is 8 to 5. Usually before now we used to do 8:15. As I'm spilling over to 8:30, but we don't want that. In fact, we aim to 8:15, we should be done. So let's take the parenting challenge and see how it addresses that question in the chat. If it doesn't, then we'll then take the question again.
Please, when you are doing it, we want to hear it from the perspective of what the challenges were and how you navigated them.
Yeah.
Then also, if you can put it within the context of moving from Nigeria to the United Kingdom. So I think that will go a long way in helping people.
Okay, but see you.
Okay, I'll just start briefly and then you'll continue.
Yeah.
I think of course, normally, like I said, I don't know if I've said it before here, sorry. I was raised by a military man, and my mom's strict.
So I know where it's coming from now.
Yeah. My mom screamed everything. My mom shouted, and as we started growing up, she said that was how she was raised. Her mother, if she broke a plate and then scream, it meant she did it on purpose. So she had to scream. So I got to hear that later as we started growing up. So my mom shouts at everything, and my dad military strict. So this was how I was raised. And so coming into marriage, started having children. I was thinking, no, this is how we have to do it, and a bit of those screaming and shouting, which I think a bit my husband had, like we did that Nigerian thing of shouting and I will wipe you, and then coming over to the UK, we started hearing, oh, you don't do this. You start hearing stories of what happens to their children. And we're thinking, how do we get the children to be calm? How do we, we don't want to lose our children. Yeah, we came to the UK, but we don't want to lose them. We just want a better life. And you're thinking, should we just leave them? And we know about socialization and how children can, and so it was like a hit for us because we started being like, oh, we're in the UK, and then because, the nursing profession again, and they talk a lot about safeguarding, and so anything with the children, things like that. So I was quick to adapt, but I think my husband was still in that process of still, so you will still have that, even myself, a bit of that Nigerian thing, but I can catch myself. But I think it took my husband some time because he's still no, you have to do this. If you don't do this, I will do this. And,
sorry, Bella, when you say the Nigerian thing, is it like spanking, shouting? Is that, is it like more
threatening, like more like, no, like using those language to get your child to
calm
stop
down
something
or
obey. Now I will wipe you. If you don't sit down, I will, words that we just use to get the child to be calm. And we started, like, I'm not sure we can use this kind of words because the children may be questioned and things like that. So we had a bit of that because it was taking him time to be careful with his words. So it was all what you say. And then, but because I was saying, oh, let's do this, and he was still taking his time. So we had a bit of that challenge there. I don't know if
yeah. Like she said about where she grew up from. I grew up from a family of 7. And my dad and my mom were teachers.
Yeah.
So discipline in the house,
Yeah.
doing things right, making sure you do your homeworks and everything has been kind of a thing inbuilt. So, I mean, having our own family and like, okay, how do we pep talk these kids to be able to focus and do the things that we want them to do and stuff like that. In Nigeria, everything was quite okay because you can control them, and then you have families as in aunties or even grandmom, granddad coming in, they will caution and everything. So that system is helping us. But by the time we moved over here, like the support we need to have for each other. I had to do like night shift. She does morning day work. So taking care of the kids when she's not around, taking them for school runs and coming back. Then you see the kids, I mean, with their freelance, I don't care attitude, walking on the road. I like in Nigerian idea, like, don't jump onto the road. Please come back. When you need to caution them, you call their name, shout out their name, and like, come back here, come out, stay close to me, and stuff like that. And no. And you're like, come on, I'll give you a tongue back. Will you calm yourself down? Don't you know that we need to be serious? And the next thing, I mean, trying to manage all those stuff, like she was bringing in the structure of UK. You don't talk to kids, and I'm like, these are our own child. Will I close my eyes and say I'm not talking to them? I can't. I have to monitor them. So all those stuff, like it got to a point like she was like, I mean, like it was affecting us as a couple.
Yeah.
Like at a point that like I had to start my video. Like, you can't tell me not to talk to them. I have to talk to them. They are kids. They need caution and they need to be, I mean, pep talk to get things done. She will say no. You have to have a way of saying things. Like a British person, they don't come straight. They go round talking to you. So, like, God have mercy on me in this country. Okay, well, we'll manage.
So what did you now do? How did you resolve it to agree on the same style or mode of discipline?
Support.
Yeah, we had support, and then like even from their school, we get things being sent to us, how parents manage kids. So we study all this stuff, and like we have to like, okay, because it's a big challenge. Nobody wants anybody's child to be taken away from them.
Like social services.
Yeah, social services and stuff like that. So we had to like calm ourselves down and like, okay, we have to sit together and sort this out. It's a major issue before we split up.
Yeah, it was a bit bad at some point. Because we were like, we don't want any issues. And the fear of not having children taken out of us was now almost bringing really big fight between both of us. But however, sometimes we had to sit down, spoke to ourselves, but we had support, we had a professional counselor, was a counselor or a coach at some point who stepped in and spoke to us, and we started applying some things. We had some activities we had to do and all of that, which helped us. So it was like we had certain things on how to manage the children, to be sure, what to say, so they know, just how to speak to them, and just so that we arrived at some point and balance. So it was a bit of help here and there, and then on ourselves working on it, though sacrificing certain things to be able to just manage the children better.
And thanks for today, and with the system we've developed, it's really helping, and we've got the kids coming to our fold properly. Like we're doing great, which is good.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I know you have some things to say.
Yeah, let me say this. I must commend you. Well done. That's not mine. That is the secret why you are still together today, because I'm seeing one common decimal here, and it is the fact that when issues come, you take it on head on, and you collectively try to find a solution to
they
it.
talk about it and they find the solution.
And when it's beyond what you can undo, I'm consistently hearing you take it out to someone that you really trust, and to be able to support and to also intervene. That is very, very critical. One thing most parents, myself and my wife also, at the early stage of our marriage, we have that mindset. She even came from a background that is not as military related like mine, but it's still similar. And when you are raising children, and that error of, because you want them to turn out well, you know when you cross the boundaries. And
from discipline to abuse.
And the abuse ultimately damages a child at the end of the day. So I must really commend you very well for that. And when we understand it from that point of view, we already have this understanding before we now even moved to UK. Before we now moved to UK, and it just further reinforced the fact that we don't have a choice, but we have to do it this way. Now, I think the part that I really want us to talk about is, where is that fine line? Where is that balance? Where in the bid to incorporate it in the new culture, you are not leaving it open-ended for the child to now become what you
don't want the child to become.
And at the same time, how do you maintain the discipline that you don't also take it to the extreme? I don't know whether you want to say something, or maybe they can say something.
I will say something, but I also allow Bella and Dayo to. So in the bid to say, we are in a new culture, allowed ways or modes of discipline is different from what is obtainable where we are coming from. And at the same time, you don't want to see your children getting really spoiled and not being the disciplined child that you want to see, because ultimately it have very negative ripple effect on the child, on you, and the society at large. So where do you now draw the line? For us, I think, for us, we were like, we still need to continue to discipline our children, but we now have to be mindful, and we then appraised how have we been disciplining that were not necessarily the right ways to discipline a child. Like you said, where we're coming from, it's easy to shout, it's easy to spank, it's easy to do things that in this new culture are termed as abuse. I have a friend who is in the medical line who had said over and over again that as a doctor, some children are brought to you to examine and say, please check this child for any mark of spanking or beating. Check this child for any. Okay, hope I'm still here. Check this child. So that puts a lot of fear in especially African parents or even Asian parents. So you're not able to draw the line. You then become afraid to discipline your own child. So, and the way we went about it was, we did an appraisal. What are the things that we do that, whether we are here in Nigeria or whether we're in Nigeria or in the UK, that are not, that have moved unconsciously from discipline to abuse, like excessive spanking, beating, shouting on a child, and then one key thing was not disciplining in the heat of anger. Maybe the child has done something, and you know that you're really angry. The child is wrong, but if you attack it and react the way based on that what that child has done, then there's a tendency that you react based on your own anger. And look at it in terms of wisdom, in terms of size, in terms of experience. You and that child, they are not on the same pedestal. So we have to tell ourselves, we should, as parents, as tell our children to calm down, we also told ourselves we need to calm down in certain things. Calm down in shouting, calm down in spanking, calm down in reacting in an aggressive way. So those are some of the things that we thought about and we brought, into our discipline style. And then I enrolled for a parenting course because I really wanted to and I still want to raise our children that in a way that I think they are grown now. Who's raising them? In a way that they are really, they are very, that they are people who are able to add value to the society. We don't want to release children into the society who are damaged. You don't want to release damaged children to society. So we became very more conscious. So we now engage other styles, conversation. Let's agree on decisions together. Let's bring in ownership. So if we take these decisions collectively, because whether I like it or not, these children are wise in their own rights, and they have a sense of what is right or what is wrong. Okay, so those are some of the things that we did. I mean, it's quite extensive. Before I allow you to talk, I think it would be a good idea if perhaps we even have a session and bring in a specialist to talk about, effective ways to discipline children in, this kind of culture.
Yeah.
That may be a topic to look at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
So, Bella, just over to you, and then we've shot the time again.
Right. Okay. So quickly, I think we have a set of values we work with. So we remind our children again, this is what we stand for. This is what we are, our creed. This is what we do. This is what we don't do.
Yeah.
And so we use that as a measure and as a guide to say, this is who we are. All right. We're not saying you are from this country or from which country, but these values should guide you. And we do a lot of, we have this conversation. Right. So, and the strategy we applied that again is when they're shouting, I've seen something that works. When you reduce your voice very low, you get more attention. And so the child tends to listen in, and then they see, oh, she's serious or he's serious. So we apply that instead of shouting. Or I'm like, okay, you tell me what you think, what you've done. Is this okay? If I tell your teacher about this, do you think they will say it's good? Things like that. So, and I think it's relative to you because I think your last is older. Our last is 8. All right. So we are still in that baby. And, we've got 8.
Well,
we've got
our last
10.
is 13. 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 5 years.
I think it's relative just because of the people here. So we need to work according to what age, who is this. So for him, he's full of energy. He's jumping all around. My son has got like different cuts in his face just by him hitting. So we're thinking, if you don't shout to school, because that's where the shouting comes in. When we went to say, stop, come down from the, So we're thinking, all right. So we show him his face, or we say, okay, well, tell your teacher, oh, go and have your bath. You're not ready. Or
let's go 111.
We're still grabbing you. Things like that, those conversations, because at that point, it's like, no, don't come to my school and tell my teacher. All right. So you have to go and do what you need to do, and before you get to your game or your device, you have to do this, read book, use your hands, do this. If not, no games then. Because I know that you want the game for a slotted time, you have to do. So we had to strategize all of these things. Because really the shouting and the scolding, not like it pays. It doesn't really pay, but it just, we have to find that balance and use what will work and still make them undamaged to the society. Like you said.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
That's it, yeah.
We've had a very beautiful and impactful conversation. We have some comments in the group. Let's see. Adejumoke Owolabi says, thank you for this session. It's been enlightening. May the wine of your marriage remain sweet. And that's prayer for you, Bella, and for us as well. Yeah. Interesting session. Faith said, very impactful and amazing session. That's from Uwa Dele Agbogun, and a host of other comments as well. And so a really big thank you, Bella and Dayo. Thank you so much. We like the way you've opened up. You've been real, you've been honest with us, and we know that your marriage is an inspiring one, and to continue to remain inspiring, protected, and blossoming in Jesus' name. Thank you so much. And one last question. What do you do for fun, and how do you inject spark into this marriage?
What do we do for fun?
a lot of things.
A lot of
but
things. Yeah.
but at least we go out for date nights, walking,
Yeah.
then
Date
shopping
nights.
sometimes.
Yes. Date night, we go for walks where it's just both of us and we're talking, and then we're watching movies together.
Yeah.
Just doing certain
Netflix and chill.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes she doesn't like the walk. I'll take her far away.
It takes me so far, and I'm saying I'm going to call my mom if anything happens to me. But he likes to go for walks, and so yeah, it's okay. I've come to enjoy this. So
Somebody has owned your secret, Bella.
well,
What do you do?
Isabella dances and makes sure Hobbs joins her.
yeah. Oh, Molly, who's
Somebody else.
do that? Oh, somebody has seen me from either TikTok or Instagram. I do that a lot with him because he doesn't want to. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pull you in. And that's one of the things we do.
I know it's true. I know Bella dances. I've seen her dance.
That's
But
for
some of Bella's dance steps are very dangerous.
as long as it's within the house.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Thank you so much. And a big thank you to Tonya. Tonya says, I'm more than proud of you both, Bella. Oh, thank you.
Sonia. Thank you.
Thank you, Star Tonya. We still have about 33 people on the call. We'd like to say a big thank you. Would you like to take that because I just talking today?
Thank you so much for everyone, because if we start calling the names one by one, it is going to be a lot. So I want to say a big thank you for staying true. And we have 32 in attendance today. Is it in attendance?
Today or now? We were over 40.
Yeah, over 40. No, I'm sorry, that stayed true till now.
Yeah, till now.
Just say a big thank you. And thank you for also filling that form. If you have not, we share the link to be able to give feedback so that we can improve on what we do. The whole idea is that we want as many marriages as possible to experience bliss. And anywhere we are across the continent of the world, we want each person, each family to represent family and be able to showcase that marriages still works.
And marriages are sweet.
And they are actually sweet. Challenges might be there, but the essence of challenge is to be able to get stronger and maybe more bonded. So a big thank you to each and every one of you. And
thank you.
Be on the lookout. If you are on this call now and you are yet to follow us, is Deluwa Talks Read, both on our Instagram account and also on YouTube account. And anyone that this will be of a great deal to and will be helping their marriage, please kindly share and let them know, because in the course of the week, it will be uploaded on our Instagram account, and also we're going to put it on the YouTube account. Once again, we say a big thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bella. Thank you.
To Dayo. Thank you. God bless you. Have a great enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yes.
And before you go, help us put something in the comment section to appreciate them on our behalf. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right then. Bye.
Bye. No, let's record it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I'm gonna stop now and leave.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And the guests are reducing. What's 13? What's it again? 13. 12. 12. I'm not going. 12. Let's see. This is also 11. 12.
That's good. Thank you so much. Actually, great.
Spirit, I see you. Daddy Falola, thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, is Mommy Falola? Yes.
Mommy Falola.
Mommy Falola, thank you so much. I was streaming to YouTube.
Yeah, let's just end it.